for the live stream. So I'll window. I guess this. Yeah, this is correct live stream. Weekly up. No, not the weekly updates. But this one. Yeah. So hello everyone to the release planning meeting. This is it's been some time since we last did one. So yeah, so on today's agenda we have mostly the releases and a few of the action things that we'll be working on over the next few months. So going through the action items from the previous meeting. I, can you see my screen, Tilo or Dongsu?
It is a bit small, but I
Yeah,
can see it.
I'll zoom in a bit. Is it better?
Oh yeah, that's a lot better. Thank you.
Okay. So yeah, so from the last meeting we had issue that Kai had to look into. I mean, Kai talked about drafting a proposal, but since he's not here, uh, I guess probably he would start joining from the next one. Um, so I'll push this to the next release planning meeting. So we have no more action items because last release planning meeting was also pretty empty, giving a lot of folks are on vacation, were on vacation that time. And then moving on to the news section. So we have one report to rule them all. Tilo, do you want to speak a few lines about the news?
Ooh. There's not much actually. Right, we did not yet announce the scripts unification. Thank you. That's a great opportunity actually. So yeah, formally Flatcar's build instructions. So basically the instructions how each package is being built. In Gentoo lingo, those are called e-builds. Those have been in two places. And there has been a third place, which basically kind of wraps up the two places and enables us to run builds. Now, formally, that was mapped to a master repository called scripts. From that repo, we were using two Git submodules to the respective chorus overlay and portage stable ebuild repos. And that had a number of advantages, but it also had a number of drawbacks. And now, during the course of automating our GitHub Actions builds and test runs, so we have GitHub Actions builds and tests for PRs, we went on and unified that into one single repository. That is the scripts repo, which now doesn't use Git modules anymore, but subdirectories for chorus overlay and portage stable. So all of the PRs that concern how the distro is being built and what packages are being built for either the distro or the SDK, those go to the scripts repo.
Cool. Thank you, Thilo, for the sharing this, and probably we can see more on the community meeting. I mean, maybe you can show a demo on things, how things are getting shown on the GitHub PRs and stuff.
That's a good
Uh,
idea. Yeah, I'll take a note. Thanks.
yeah. Moving on to the next one. So the next news is like recently we came to know that the NVIDIA instances are failing due to the removal of the installation file, and we are working on this. So the current release that we are cooking right now would have a fix for this one, and along with some other fixes, I'll share light a bit later. Um, so if you are using NVIDIA instances and things are breaking, do reach out to us if you and we can guide you through, or you can read a release notes on how to fix things. Anyway, so after the update, I mean, technically things should start working, but this also means that there are few older generation of hardware, that GPUs which might not get supported. So in that scenario, release notes has a quick fix on how to fix that. And moving on to the updates, so we completed release last week, which included a major version for all the for alpha, beta, and stable, and then an LTS maintenance release. The stable was a major in a long time, so that shipped a bunch of the changes. And following the release, there were a couple of issues that were filed, and that's why we are working on another release as a maintenance release for all the channels. And this is where we would have the fixes included. So it's in process right now, so things are almost done. We are updating the website, and maybe in some time we'll have the things updated, and the updates will start rolling. So yeah, and if you still have more issues, feel free to file them on a Flatcar bug tracker. I'll open up the upcoming release doc. So this is pretty much empty, but because this has been primarily a maintenance release to attend the issues that we are facing during the last stable. The next one is the upcoming one. So before that, I would like to talk about the weekly updates that we are working on. So this week we had a bunch of weekly updates, bunch of packages, as you see, around 140 of them. Most of them were trivial fixes, but then there are a couple of packages that is getting upgraded. So these all would be getting included in the next major alpha release, and then slowly shipped into the next one. And we are also working on having more packages updated in Portage, and then slowly getting them automated so that it gets captured into this weekly package update. So if you want to help on that, we would probably have maybe a reports or something on that sort, like which how many packages are still not automated. So if you would like to contribute to, you can ping us on our Matrix channel. But so the next alpha release for concern, so we, as I talked about, like the package updates would be included in this particular releases. And then other than that, we have the Nvidia drivers merged, and then we have a couple of the uh, packages that are planned. But primary focus would be, it's not listed, but major focus would also go into automating as many packages possible on the Portis table, so that they get captured into the uh, or weekly updates. Yeah. And then from the implementation side, so Tilo, something wanted to ask was, so we have a couple of, so something I was talking of about refactoring this board or cleaning this board up. So I did some work in the evening, and then I was going through the in progress section. So are you still working on this, or maybe if we want to move this into like an upcoming board, uh,
Let me see.
this
Can
the
you
right.
zoom in a little?
Sure.
Maintainer onboarding guide should go into upcoming. I started, but halfway through, I realized it's a little bit more complex, and I want to basically put a variety of perspectives in there. So maybe, I don't know. It's more of a thing of weeks than of days. So it should go
Right.
to upcoming. I definitely did not abandon it. So that's also something I spent spare cycles on, as these are available. But it's definitely, I wouldn't call it in progress, just in terms of expectation management. So we should move it to upcoming.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is something like, as you mentioned, for weeks, and then slowly things are getting more visible, and I guess somewhere around June, mid June, things would start to look more clearer.
Yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
So I'll move this to the upcoming board. The next one is around refactor CI automation entry script to be usable by CI YAML PR workflow.
So that
So
has turned out to be a no-op. What was actually a lot easier is to put some of the basic commands and calls right into the CI YAML. And I'm actually
yeah.
pretty happy with the result, just because you can cut so many corners and it saves so much time. So I wouldn't bring this back into CI automation. This one can be closed.
Okay. I'll take a note of this one later. Then Kashmir has been working on this, the Azure OM tools. Since Matthew is not there, I probably will get an update from him later down the line. This one is also pending on Kai, and yeah, this is still in progress. This is also something I've been working on very actively, so I'm keeping in progress, though we updated it, but there are a few updates that we bringing to this, so that's still left. And this one also Matthew has been actively working on.
Can you check the butane versus CT one? This might even be done.
Yeah, I did check, so
Oh,
this
cool.
is something I think is like on the documentation side, so this is something we were tackling during the uh, or documentation day. So I'm still keeping it because we sometimes keep on doing, or maybe I can move this to long term. I mean, uh we just need to check how many references. Oh, we have final PR, so I'll just check with uh, Kai once then, if he's
This is merged. This is what I worked on last week.
okay.
But then there's another. Actually, it would be nice to also migrate. Can you check the very last comment?
Sure.
That's Oh, that's
Use butane in talks. Okay.
so. There's what's the call out there?
What did he mention? Actually, it would be nice to add migration docs based on the comments above and in. Okay.
852. Okay.
uh,
I okay. Yeah. Yeah. I know what the problem. I see what the problem is.
hmm
So we are using butane and docs, but I think the user who originally opened the other issue, the
right,
butane versus CT issue, they run into issues at the very top.
right.
They try to use a network dissection in a butane config, and it does not work because, and this is kind of fixed, right? Because it's not in the docs anymore. So
Yeah,
when they're using butane, then it's clearly lined out that there is no explicit network dissection, and implicitly they would need to drop a network deconfiguration file or multiple files, which is more generic and a better approach. But yeah, I think Kai has a point with writing migration guide, so maybe we should keep it open.
yeah. Maybe we can close this and open a new one. I'll ask Kai to do that. Uh,
Yes, that would
so
be even better.
the
Otherwise,
scope would be
it'll be never
limited then.
ending. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, the yeah, Matthew has been working on it. We have this PR that would be written in the next release, and yeah, we are working on this one also. So I think the for the in progress we are good. I'll update uh, mm, the action item for you, and probably I'll go through the no status and the upcoming backlog to see if we can close any of the issues. Maybe that's something I can aim for next release. I mean, have a small kind of a gist before the meeting, and then have the folks um, uh, take action on the um, tickets during the meeting or after the meeting, next release planning meeting. So I think we are good. Things are looking good for the next one. I am working on like Casimir a bit to see on how we can make this more visible on the things we are working on the package side, because earlier we used to have these packages only updated, but right now like we have all the packages like from the package maintain update side that gets worked on. So trying to we'll see on how to integrate that so that we have more visibility on the work that is getting done, because yeah. Cool. I guess that's all from my side. Folks, do you want to update anything?
Um, One thing I need to mention is that we cannot merge or update Docker and Containerd's version. Containerd already has major update 1.7 and Docker and 23. However, we cannot merge them because of CI breakage, and we have not had time to look into those issues. And somehow we need to look into it in the near future, because Docker 20 is already end of life, and Containerd 1.6 is already, yeah. So yeah, if no one is working on it, I'll probably have a look. Yeah.
Okay, I can give you a helping hand there. I saw you put in the on hold tag on that, so maybe we can work it for the next release. If nothing else, then we can probably end the live stream and end the call. Yeah. See you then. Have a great rest of the day. Bye bye.